Flames bursting through walls. Shots ringing out. Sights and sounds no family wants to experience. That's why News 2 is helping you keep your family safe. And it starts with prevention.
It's better to be safe than sorry, and it doesn't take that long to just come up with something and talk about it real quick.
From fire safety.
If your child can operate one of these cell phones, they can operate these.
To gun safety.
They felt about 140 miles an hour. The force of hitting a brick wall at 140 miles an hour. I miss my daughter every single day.
To car seat safety and beyond. We have coverage you can count on in our News 2 Family Safety Special. It starts right now.
Hi everyone, welcome in. I'm Dawn Davenport.
And I'm Neil Orrin. We appreciate you watching our Family Safety Special. Accidents in and around the home are a significant cause of injury and even some cases death.
Many of those accidents, though, are preventable. We're going to take you inside and show you how you can make your home a safer place.
Let's go. And welcome. We're going to start in the kitchen, one of the most accident-prone places in your entire house, not only because of the knives and the sharp objects that we use to prepare our food, but because of the stove and hot objects and the way we tend to leave things unattended.
Yeah, did you know most house fires start right here in the kitchen? Now, hopefully you have one of these on hand so that you can put a fire out quickly. But if that fire starts to spread, you have to know how to get your family out safely.
You have 3 minutes to get out of the house, according to the state fire marshal, once a fire starts. Josh Breslow takes a look at what to do if you have a fire at your home.
Meet the Meredith boys.
I've been playing that game for a long time.
Rambunctious 6-year-old Asher, adventurous 8-year-old Cooper, and book-smart 12-year-old Zach. The boys live on the bottom floor of their Donaldson home. Their parents, well, they stay upstairs.
You just never know what could possibly happen.
While she wouldn't classify herself as a warrior, stay-at-home mom Sarah tells me the safety of her children is always top of mind.
Even as safe as you can be, there could always be that one thing that could happen, and you just don't want to take a chance that anybody could lose their lives.
Enter Bailey Scott and Alex Doherty.
How are you all?
The two are with the Tennessee State Fire Marshal's office. They go around to schools, pushing the importance of family fire escape plans. This time, though, they made a house call.
We're going to do a home fire safety plan, and then we're going to check smoke alarms, okay? And then we also may practice stop, drop, and roll.
Up first, those smoke alarms, your first line of defense against a fire. Yet of the 76 fatal fires last year, the State Fire Marshal's office reports smoke alarms were only recorded in about 28%. About 33% had no alarm. And in the other nearly 40%, it was unclear if a smoke alarm was present. Check the batteries, but also make sure your smoke alarms are less than 10 years old. After that, even if the alarms beep, odds are the sensors no longer work, making them useless.
Yeah! There you go.
A thumbs up. All smoke alarms are in good shape and in working order.
You're also supposed to have them inside of each bedroom and outside of each bedroom, so it looks like you've got that covered as well. So you're looking good.
Up next, develop a home fire safety plan.
What we're going to do is we're going to draw the house, and then we're going to practice ways out in case there's a fire. We want to have 2 ways out of every single room. You want to draw your way out?
Yay!
Yeah, so start right here and go out the door. Go out the door, and then this way. Nope. And then out that door. Perfect.
Or just jump out the window.
Or jump out the window.
But not so fast. Your first plan of escape shouldn't be through a window. If possible, always try to get out through a door.
Now pick a meeting place. In the case of a fire, it's where your whole family will gather so you know everyone is out safe.
This was a practice, and so when I leave, y'all can do a real one on the back here. It's got grid lines and everything.
Put it on the fridge.
Yeah, and you can put it on the fridge so that way you see it every time you go to get a glass of milk or a glass of water.
The final step, make sure your kids know the difference between stop, drop, and roll and get low and go.
So you're gonna cover your face. You only do stop, drop, and roll when?
If there's a fire.
No, if your clothes are on fire. So if there's a fire in your house, you're gonna wanna get out. But if there's a fire on your clothes, you do stop, drop, and roll. So you're gonna cover your face with your hands and then drop to the ground and roll. What you're doing when you're rolling is you're extinguishing the flames. You're depriving them of oxygen.
Simple as that. A few minutes to go over this potentially life-saving checklist.
it's better to be safe than sorry, and it doesn't take that long to just come up with something and talk about it real quick.
I encourage parents to be there and create a fire escape plan for their kids, because it could be the difference between life and death.
Working to keep your family safe, Josh Breslow, News 2.
Well, you're looking at common things all of us have in our households: batteries, medicine, cleaning supplies like bleach. Many of you use these pods for your dishwashers or your washing machines. These are very dangerous if children get their hands on them. All of these very useful, but they can be very dangerous if misused.
Last year in Tennessee, poisoning was the #1 cause of preventable death, which means 100% of the cases could have been avoided.
News 2's Larry Flowers takes us to Vanderbilt's Poison Control Center.
You see the little guy over there? That's 2-year-old EJ. He loves watching cartoons, but he's also at the ripe age where he's curious about nearly everything.
There are times in which I have caught him kind of curious about what's under the cabinet, what kind of bottles, is it food, is it something to drink? So he does get inquisitive from time to time.
With so many household cleaners right in his reach,
dishwashing liquid could easily be mistaken as juice to a child. And these are things we don't think about, but it can be definitely dangerous to a child.
His father, Eric Walters, is taking precautions to keep these dangerous household products away from his son.
He doesn't mess with it for the most part, but as a safety measure, it is good to just go ahead and get it locked up.
According to the Tennessee Poison Center, the most dangerous household poisons include medicine.
Things like Tylenol and ibuprofen. And that category also includes things like pain medications.
Cleaning products.
Counter sprays, bathroom cleaners, things of that nature.
Self-care products.
Makeup, shampoo, things like that.
Dishwasher and laundry pods are also becoming a concern.
Unfortunately, these pods are under pressure. So whenever the membranes get wet with kids that are very slobbery, then that membrane is very weakened, and kids put a little pressure on it and it'll shoot in the back of their throat.
And those tiny button batteries ingested by children have proven to be deadly.
Can very quickly, within hours, burn holes in children's esophagus where their food goes down, and you have 2 major blood vessels in your neck. So it becomes a very dangerous situation that has killed children.
Poison Center.
The Tennessee Poison Center is staffed with medical professionals around the clock, taking calls, many times from frantic parents whose children have ingested something they shouldn't.
So in 2016 in Tennessee, the poisoning actually is the #1 cause of injury prevention death.
Remember little EJ? Right in the middle of his dad's interview, he managed to get into the refrigerator asking for milk.
You don't think about, what you have in your fridge. You don't think about locking it down, but he's able to access that. These are just things you just don't think about. And it's the same way with cabinets or shelves or anything else. He can access it. He can get to it if he wants to bad enough.
That's why folks at the Poison Control Center say no matter what precautions, there's no such thing as child-proofing your home.
The reality is kids are very inventive, and nothing is child-proof. Everything is child-resistant.
Just a side note to the dangers of hand sanitizer, this particular bottle contains 70% alcohol, so you can imagine if a young child swallows a large amount. In the newsroom, Larry Flowers, News 2.
Well, the Tennessee Poison Center is staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's located in Nashville at Vanderbilt and services the entire state. The number to call, 800-222-1222.
Guns and gun safety, a hot topic of debate always. And even if you don't own a gun, with more than 300 million firearms in the U.S. out there, there's a good chance that your child's eventually going to come across one.
That's why our own Nikki Burdine looks into potential gun dangers and how to avoid accidents.
Starting a story with numbers is usually a sure-fast way to put people to sleep. But not these numbers.
Tennessee does have a disproportionate number of unintentional shootings involving children. And in fact, according to those numbers, we were the 4th in the nation for unintentional shootings.
These numbers aren't sleep-inducing. They're sobering. From 2011 to 2015, the number of firearm-related deaths involving children has gone up from 26 to 46. In 2016, of those 46, 2 of them were accidental,